My garden looks like a cottage forest. I'm not sure what to call it, but it's so full in there. There's no weeds, and it's just so much that I don't know what to call my garden with the vegetables and things all around it. I'm harvesting so much, and I'm so excited. I have cucumbers now and tomatoes coming in. My onions are almost ready. I'm pulling out the garlic. I'm just having so much fun. And this is what it looks like this morning. So this is a totally update video. The potatoes aren't quite ready yet. I'm just waiting. I'm taking my time. We're going to have 100 degrees today, and I do not feel like harvesting potatoes in this heat. But the tomatoes will be hundreds of them, and I'm excited to dehydrate a lot of them. Thanks for watching today's video, and I can't wait to share with you more of all the things that I'm doing here on our little homestead. Cut this far. I really not even sure if I'm going to edit that out, because I know some people don't really like seeing things like that, but it's healed shut, mostly all healed shut. I want to thank you for all of your suggestions. I am a natural healer, so pretty much everything that I do is naturally inspired. So I took some plantain, the herb, I took some of my comfrey, the herb, and I made poultices, and I did all kinds of things. I cleaned the wound out really well. Everything healed nicely, and I'm very thankful for that. So for a while I wore a sock on that foot just to keep it dry, and because I'm always outside and I'm always doing things. I did have a tetanus shot. It was years ago, but I still am in that range, so that is okay. But I do think I don't really go to the doctor unless I absolutely have to. And with the last experiences that I had, I realized I can teach myself so much as far as natural ways to do things, and I'm pretty much into that these days. So thank you so much for the prayers. And now I'm going to show you something, because a company reached out to me and they saw my video. I don't know how this happens or how this works, but I do have something else to wear when I'm in the garden and I'm tilling. So let me go ahead and get that for all of you. So I did get these from a company, which is amazing how that works. You know, you have to understand that I don't do things the proper way. Now I am learning. I am really learning. You know, I just never thought of wearing boots in the garden. In fact, on most of my years in the garden, I was barefoot. But you are right. With the rototiller and things like that, it's really important to have the proper equipment on. So I'm learning to be a little more proper. So I'm trying these boots on. They're very nice and comfy. They're heavy duty, and you can wash them off. They're rubber. So let me put them on and I'll show you what they look like. So they're really comfy. I like them. And yes, I will wear them. I'll put them right at my door. That way I see them and I can quick slip them on when I am doing rototilling work and stuff like that. So yes, you know, so many times, you know, you think about things after the fact. And yes, it was, my husband's like, well, why did you have your hand on the throttle? Why didn't you just stop the machine? And I'm like, I don't know. This is how I am. I've always been this way. So I'm learning. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, you can if that dog really wants to learn. I really want to thank all of you who went over to the channel that I had given some suggestions to. I try to do that, you know, if there's a channel that I really am blessed by, then it's a channel that they support me. I try to do it. I've given a lot of channel shout outs through the years, a lot. And unfortunately, the majority of larger YouTube channels don't do that. And it's such a shame because we could really help one another out, but it doesn't work that way anymore. They don't seem to do that like they used to years ago, but I do. And if somebody is blessed by me sharing someone else, I'm very thankful for that. And I think that that's what makes the world a better place, is if we find inspiration, that we share that inspiration with other people. And I just feel like it's important to be kind to one another. And we all live differently. You know, we all homestead differently. We all live our lives differently, and our lives can change through the years. You know, for 14 years, over 14 years, I had chickens. I don't have chickens at the moment. I really would like to have them, but my husband is just so leery of it all because of the devastation that happened to me when the fox got them, the first flock, and then the second flock it tried to get. It just was so devastating to me. He's trying to protect me. And we are having more and more and more acreage leaving our area, and it's becoming more and more these power plants and stuff like that. And it's getting to the point where we're getting more and more wildlife, which I love wildlife. I have 5 rabbits in my garden now, and I just plant things for them and plant things for me. We have countless deer now, and we have Earl the squirrel, and we have lots of other squirrels. He has a couple wives, but we have baby squirrels, and we have chipmunks, we have groundhogs, we have foxes, we have some coyote. So, but what I'm trying to say is, we are all different, and we all have a different way of doing things. And my videos, I like to teach, but I've been on YouTube for so long, and I have so many teaching videos. At one point I had 4,000 videos, and I think now for me, my calling is to still teach, but to encourage people to not give up, and to share with people just peace in the midst of a storm. And so sometimes our callings can change a little. Sometimes our direction in life can change a little. But I have some major homesteading projects coming up that I've never done on this channel. And I think it's very difficult to have something exactly totally new every single day of your life on a YouTube channel. Because life is not different every day. In fact, 99% of the people do the same thing every single day with some variations. And I just think that people have become extremely, I don't know what the word is because I am a nice person, so I don't know what the word is, but critical. I think people have become so critical about other people, and it's just really interesting to me how this world has, how some people look on life so different than I do. And I just want to give encouragement to people. This world is a hard place sometimes, especially after we get older, and I'm just here to encourage people. So there is no goal of mine, there's no other than just to share my life. And I'm really having fun. I am. The pressure has been taken off me. Every once in a while I feel that pressure that I put on myself, and immediately I just disassociate from that and just don't worry about the pressure of YouTube, and don't worry about the pressure of, you know, people's comments if they're not quite as friendly as they could be. And I I'm learning that in this stage of my life, it's just take it or leave it. And I'm so glad that a lot of you like it, because I just am really having a lot of fun. Life has really taken on a different journey for me. And that's mostly because I chose to be kinder to myself. And when you start to be kinder to yourself, the world just, what the world thinks and says and does, doesn't really matter quite as much. In fact, I feel like really talking today for some reason, but we have not watched the news at all in 3 weeks. Now, I know that could be a good thing and a bad thing. I know that. But it was like we just don't know a whole lot about things. And I think for us, that is the perfect solution. And for some people, it's not. But it's just been so amazing to me, because I have a tender spirit, and there are some things in life that you just can't take, and there's some things that you can take. Like, okay, so you're all watching me. How many of you would make a video every day on YouTube? Some of you are sitting there saying, you couldn't pay me enough of money to do that. While some people would say, oh, that's nothing, I could easily do that. So we know what we can and cannot do. And I said to my husband, we really should be both on the camera. We could both be on the camera all the time. And he said he would rather jump out of an airplane than do that. He said, I can't do what I can't do. It's just something he can't do. It's just, he doesn't want to do that. And for me, I can't listen to the news as far as a lot of traumatic things and drama, and I just can't. It just affects my spirit. So what I do is every day, all day, throughout the day, I pray for the nation. I pray for those affected by things in life, and I pray for everyone. And the Lord knows our prayers. And it's been a great balance in me, and I'm really thankful for that.